section 2.5, 2.8, we're going to be multiplying and dividing real numbers. In the last section, we did addition and subtraction and looked at some applications of that. Today we're going to multiply and divide. So for our information at the top here, our rules for the sign of a product or quotient of non-zero numbers. A product or quotient is negative if it has an odd number of negative signs. However, a product or quotient is positive if it has an even number of negative signs. So we're going to do our multiplication or division, and then we're going to look at the number of negative signs that we have, and that's going to tell us whether our final answer is going to be positive or negative. So when we look at problem number 1 here, 8 times 5 is 40. If I look, I have 1 negative, 1 is odd, so my answer is going to be negative. We can also think of it as we did before, where 2 negatives make a positive. So since I only have 1 negative, I'm going to keep that negative. So number 2, I have 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Again, I only have 1 negative, which is an odd number, so my answer is going to be negative. For number 3, however, I have 4 times 12, which is 48. But here I have 2 negatives, and we remember that 2 negatives makes a positive. So my answer here is going to be positive 48. Okay. To continue, 6 times 10 is 60. I have 1 negative, so I'm going to keep it. Okay. 5, I have 10 times 5, which is 50. 50 times 3 would be 150. I look at my original problem. I see that I have 2 negatives, which makes a positive, so my answer is going to be positive 150. For the last one, we got a lot of numbers here, but we can do it. Let's see, I would do 1/2 times 4, which is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. And 6 times 7 is 42. When I look at my negative signs, I have 2 negatives here, which make a positive. I have 2 negatives here, which make a positive. So my answer is going to be positive in the end. So remember, if I have an odd number of negative signs, then my answer would be negative. If I have an even number of negative signs, then my answer is going to be positive. At this point, we're going to stop, and we're going to do section 2.5, 2.8, check point 1.